I suppose my top tip is to find a mentor, find someone who both inspires you and who you can learn from. So if you can find somebody that you really trust, whose judgment you really trust, they will be equally impressed that you are praising them and putting your faith in them, and they will help you in return.
My top tips would be, if you're breaking out and you want to get into broadcast journalism, then get yourself into a regional hub or a regional office or a small paper, and that will equip you with the right skills to go into a bigger broadcast newsroom.
So my top tips for getting into journalism is to make sure you're persistent. A lot of people try to get into journalism and think that a work experience or an internship will come easy to them and then give up if they haven't got a response. During my time at News Associates, I emailed hundreds of different people to try and get some work experience and eventually got some brilliant opportunities.
Some tips for getting into broadcast journalism: be persistent but not too annoying. That's a fine line, but if you're on the right side of it, it's really helpful. Always keep pitching stuff, always ask. If you don't ask, you don't get.
My top tip for getting into journalism is get as much advice as you can from other people you know, even if they don't work in journalism. So just talk to as many people as you can.
My biggest tip for anyone who wants to get into journalism is simply have a passion and know something more about that passion than anybody else.
You need to be serious about it, and you show that you're serious about it by trying to do work experience at wherever you live. At local newspapers, I think they still take quite a few, although their own training schemes have gone down.
Top tips for getting into journalism is get a good journalism qualification. Without one of those, you are going to struggle, especially in this current climate of fake news where everybody on social media can throw stuff out there and pretend they're a journalist.
Apply for jobs, shifting at the unpopular times, which are the night shifts and weekend shifts. You get exposure to the news desk. And before that, I think networking, if you meet journalists, talk to them, get their emails, badger them, show your enthusiasm. Your determination will get you.
Always put in the extra hours. Journalism is not a 9 to 5 job. Go to as many meetings, as many debates, as many private functions that you can kind of squeeze yourself into, because you never know who will be there and you never know what they're going to say. Often that's where you'll find your biggest stories. It's certainly where I find some of my best scoops and exclusives.
Find out editors' email addresses and start pitching. You'll probably get loads of rejections, but eventually you'll get someone that likes your idea and wants your story. And then you've gone in.
Be honest about any mistakes that you've made early on. So if you are doing a story and something's not going right, you need to tell your editor as soon as you can. Don't leave things until at the last minute. Make sure that you're totally open about anything that's going wrong or your mistakes, and you'll be saved from anything too embarrassing.